What I'm going to do for this demonstration is display some concepts that you'll need for assignment 2. Um, and so I'm going to just use like an example class. Let's try a person object. Something simple. I plan on only using 2 arguments for it. So let's go ahead and start. First I'm going to create a new class and in my package, and I'll call this person. Okay, so the first thing that an object slash class should have is fields. And so you want to make them private so you can encapsulate the data. And we will have it to contain age, it's an integer, and name. Oops, that should be a string. Okay. Next we should make a constructor. So to make that we do public person, and we should put the arguments it should take in. So a person should have a integer, age, and a name. So now we have 2 different variables, age and name, and this is the field variable, while this right here is the constructor variable. So to differentiate the two, what we do, we say this dot age, that is the field, assign it to the age of the constructor. And we do the same thing for the fields. This dot name is equal to constructor variable, which is name. Okay. Okay, so one thing we should start with is creating a method. To do that, we just make public. We should have a get age method, I think. And this is actually pretty easy. All we gotta do is say return age, and that's it. So to display this, let's go ahead and make a main class. Say main. We don't want to click on this, so we can like tell it that we are making a main class, and it doesn't take any arguments. And down here, what we should do is write person. I'll call it me. We'll say new person, and we use a new keyword when we're trying to instantiate an object that we just defined and created. And we should get it to put in the age. I am 21, and we'll put in the name David. All right. Now we can just say system.out print, and what we could put here is me.getAge. As you can see, we have our getAge method, which we created. And it was public, so we can actually see it. If we make it private, let me go ahead and show that actually. If we were to make public into private, this method would only be accessible within the class itself. And so if we go here, you can see now it's red, and it throws an error view to run it. Let's go ahead and run it. Yes, proceed. There you go. So having a private method is more helpful when you're trying to. It's useful for methods that you don't want to make accessible for anything outside of the class. And one of the more common conventions it's used for is helper methods, which is a great way to organize your code and make it simpler. And now that after we just change it back to public, the get age is accessible, and when we run this, it should say 21. It does. There we go, 21. Okay. So we can also make a public string get name method, and that's just return name. That's actually really easy. Let's try something different. Let me show you how we can use methods in other methods. So I believe in Jedi, one of the methods you create has a similar algorithm to another method. And what's helpful is that instead of having to rewrite the entire algorithm, you can actually just use the functionality of the method you just created and implement it to the next method. So I can show this by saying, let's do an example, public, um, let's make it void, so that way we don't have to return anything. And then we'll say reset, we'll call it reset age. And so a simpler, a very easy way to do this is just say, make the age field equal to 0, and it should work. But another way of getting 0 is just taking a number and subtracting it by itself. So let's do this. Let's say if we have an age subtracted by age, that will also work. But you can also access the field. As you can see, the method, the getAge method, it will return the age field. And so we can actually use that return type in this method. If we say getAge, subtract getAge, as you can see, this is a valid answer. And it prints the exact same thing as just saying age minus age. What this does is that when it gets to this part of code and it sees that you use the getAge method, it would go to the getAge method and then operate the getAge method. So this is actually this is a very simple way of having to use one of the methods into another method just in case that one method has an algorithm you needed. So if we were to go back here and we say system.out print me.reset, why was that working? Oh, it was reset age, sorry. Okay, let's go ahead and copy this. Why is this red line? I don't know. That's just weird. That shouldn't be happening. Anyway, I'll just make this print F. I don't think it's a big deal, really. Or it is, I guess. I don't know why is it doing this? Huh. Well, I don't know. But the point here is that if you were to do me.getAge, let me try this actually. Yeah, it was just Eclipse being weird. But if we were to do, oh, I know why. It's because you can't print a void message because it doesn't return anything. So if we were to do me.getAge and then we did me.reset age, and then we did me.getAge, what would happen is in this line of code, it would show 21. Over here, it would change the 21. It would change the 21 into 0, and then it would print out 0 here. And what do you know? 21, then 0. Okay. So that's actually how you use a method. It's totally fine to use a method that you created in the class into another class. I think that's pretty much it. Just a quick reminder that I know that this assignment doesn't have an output you can check, but that's actually the point I'm trying to bring across with the main method here. It's imagine like the main method and then this public static void main strings, brackets, arguments, whatever. This is kind of like your practice ground. So as you can see here, underneath this line of code, you would actually start instantiations of the object and printing messages to see. And honestly, I think this is one of the best ways to debug your code and make sure it's working right. This assignment is a little bit tricky in that there are a lot of test cases especially for the snippet bit, where you can have snippet star C as an example. I haven't implemented the code, I'm just showing. You can have star C, you can have C star, but also there are cases you can probably have like little t star big A and or star star T A. Really, there are various test cases of this, and so if you are very careful in starting from scratch and working your way up to the Jedi portion, I think you should be fine. Debugging this will be a little tricky, but it's not too bad. So I wish you guys luck, and if you have any more questions about anything in the video or anything about the assignment, feel free to go to the office hours. Alright, good luck.